So we all saw the news yesterday about the Leaving Cert being postponed till the end of July, beginning of August, and all junior certs being cancelled and being replaced with classroom tests that are presumably going to be marked by teachers. Nobody knows how that's going to work logistically, but the unions are apparently supporting the government in all these decisions, again without consulting with the teachers, but we'll see when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And the LCAs being deferred until July or August as well. And of course, everything is so fair that the LCAs still have to do all their oral exams, whereas the mainstream Leaving Certs got theirs cancelled and got 100% for all their orals. So yeah, admit it, since you saw that news, you've just been dying, waiting at the edge of your seat for my next rant. Some of you with bated breath and rolling eyes, but however. So before I begin this one, I just want to say thank you to all those of you who have watched me and been kind and supportive and understanding since I posted my very first YouTube video about 2 weeks ago. Just know that I'm grateful for your kindness and support and understanding, and that if you ever feel the need to rant in whatever form you choose, I will be there to support you and to listen to you and not to judge you. So thank you to all those who have watched and perhaps disapproved, but still been kind and supportive. And to those who've been unkind or even cruel due to their own selfish fears and inexcusable ignorance, all I can say is, why are you still watching me? Would you just unsubscribe for Christ's sake, or block me off WhatsApp? I promise I won't miss you. So anyway, on to my rant. So with the Leaving Cert being deferred to end of July, beginning of August, I'd like you to imagine a young man. We'll make him a young man because more than 51% of the student population is male, which is food for thought in itself. So I'd like you to imagine this young man who has been going through severe stress and anxiety. Now this is a good chap who works hard, who's been online doing all the schoolwork he's supposed to be doing for the last few weeks and has been absolutely working his butt off. You know, he might have had to do other things as well, like, I don't know, mow the lawn or mind a small child in his house, but he's been working hard. He's been online non-stop doing his schoolwork like a great chap. And he's been stressed out of his mind about these exams that he thought were going to be happening in June. All the exams were supposed to be happening in June. It was promised by hook or by crook they'd go ahead. So he thought he'd have them over and done with, have the summer to relax in whatever way you can relax when you're in lockdown. So you're imagining this young chap suffering from severe anxiety. Maybe he's got other special needs as well. Maybe he's on the spectrum, or maybe he's got ADHD, or maybe he's got OCD, or maybe he's, I don't know, struggling with issues with his body at the moment, or relationship issues, or maybe he's a she. We don't know. We're all very open-minded when it comes to gender in, particularly in the school setting. So this young chap has been struggling with a lot of things, and he's, under severe stress about school and about these exams now happening. He's now been told they're happening, and he has to go in for 2 weeks in July, and he's going, what? Oh my God, I have to go in for 2 weeks in July into school. Not only am I going to be stressed about catching the virus off someone in July, but, they're the 2 weeks that everybody knows that students are supposed to be cramming at home for their exams. But as I said, he's a good chap, so, he knows this is what he has to do because it's what he has to do. So he's even more stressed and anxious now. And after the exams, well, sure, he doesn't know what's going to happen with, maybe he doesn't know what's happening with his education or his work, whatever he's going to be doing with his life in September. So he's really stressed and he's really nervous about that. Or maybe he's, got nothing to do with the Leaving Cert whatsoever. Maybe he's just stressing about going back in September and having to, go through these junior cert exams. oh my God, that anyone in their right mind would cancel because they're a joke. Like, I mean, look at the CBAs. Hello. But no, he's going to be under stress now until September or October. Absolutely shocking. And, you know, I want you to imagine all the crazy stress that this poor young chap is going through. I want you to imagine all the stress that he had with school to begin with, all the stress that he now has with the additional work that he's going to have to be doing in July or August or September or October, whenever. I want you to imagine all the other issues that he might have going on in his life that make it very, very difficult for him to be in lockdown. He's also missing his friends desperately. He'd like nothing more than to go out for a burger and chips with two of his mates, you know, two people the same age as him to have a conversation with. He's just going through a desperate amount of stress. So can you all see this young chap? Can you all visualise him? Close your eyes and visualise this young chap. Can you all see him? Good. You can all see him. Good. Excellent. Now I want you to imagine he's a teacher. The defence rests.